Hi, good evening, dear friends. This is Efrat from Jerusalem. And again, thank you for being all of us together. Today, I would like to bring two very different experience and point of view. While the main consciousness and interesting of the people here in Israel now is on what we call Qatar Gate, which means the suspicion against the closest people to Netanyahu for getting money from Qatar in order to improve the impression or the PR of Qatar in the Israeli public opinion, and maybe giving them some papers and from any angle that people can look at it, it's really very bad. Actually, it seems like this is the reason why Netanyahu want to fire the head of the General Security Agency. So this policy and power games and actually dangerous bring a big move and a lot of noise in the media and everywhere. And I don't think we need to go into details just to bring the general atmosphere within and around this issue. And from a very, very personal and different angle, I want to share with you my personal experience while I was joining today a quiet demonstration of this organization called Mishmeret 101. I told you about it already. It is an initiative that was founded by a mother and sister of the hostages in Gaza, and which is followed by many people in Israel now. Every day they are sitting in another place, in cities and not only in cities, also next to Gaza, quietly sitting on the road. Sometimes someone speaks, sometimes they are singing, sometimes they are praying. And today being there, I really felt this special power, power energy of silence power. So let us hope that by empowering them and by them sitting every time in a different place, like grounding this special energy of soft and power, lot of heart energy, and let it clear the place where evil dwell. Amen. To you, Uta.
Hello, this is Helen, and not from Israel this time. I am here in Germany, sitting together with Uta and experiencing this drop in high voltage, and trying to get accustomed to it. So I just say hello, and thank you for being here. And thank you for you being with us every week. Over to you, Uta.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, friends. Yeah, it's a bit of a change of perspective to have Helen here. And perhaps it brings even more out the fact that the Middle East situation is not only a regional issue, it's a world issue, and surely one of the most complex ones. And we come to understand, all of us together in this vigil, that to work with this planetary issue, it really requires forces on a planetary scale, perhaps even on an extraplanetary scale. And it requires the employment of will, love, and light, with an emphasis on will. And the invocation of the Lords of Liberation is a formula that invokes all three, but mainly will. And our job in this cooperation as soul-guided workers is to work with our soul light, group soul light. We, as representatives of humanity, close the circuit and thereby enable the saving force to flow through all the way into the outer condition, inshallah. So let us now start our work. Settling into our body, breathing, just settling into our inner silence. Feeling the pulse of our heart. Bringing our awareness into the center of the head. Being the conscious soul in incarnation. And as such, let us come together in the group heart. Sensing our group heart pulsing like a fiery magnet. Joining our minds together into our unified telepathic lighted field. Standing together as souls and in communion with all soul-guided servers around the planet. And now let us establish our energetic rapport with the higher co-workers who guide this work for all these years with us, human and Deva. Taking up our post at the midway point between the higher forces and humanity. Standing calm, in peace, commanding presence. Ready now to focus in on the Middle East. Let us observe this planetary vortex. Let's start with the mental plane, these highly charged global, regional, and local thought forms and interests, all in dynamic tension. Changing all the time in their constellations. And in reaction to this, see the emotional vortex in intense activity. Like an inflammation in the emotional body of the planet. Constant point of friction. And eruptions of physical violence in various areas of the Middle East, also constantly shifting and changing. And let us just take a moment from our midway point, standing in poise, just observing this volatile situation. And let us realize again, these are unredeemed human patterns that are clashing violently in this solar plexus cauldron. Global energies. And now from our midway point, let us turn our eyes upwards, standing together with our higher co-workers, opening towards the divine plan, making ourselves sensitive to the intended design for the Middle East. Sensitive, sensing its vibration. What is it that is trying to work itself out here? Let this vibration fill our consciousness, the intended design, even if we cannot mentally yet grasp it. Just the fact that there is an intended design. And letting it gain substance in our group awareness. And now bringing it into relation with the condition on the ground, holding both these vibrations, the intended design and the outer condition. Let them come into magnetic relationship. Like between two electrical poles, the energy is flowing. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant, flood West Asia. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. Holding this column steady in the will to peace. Harmony out of conflict. See soul light flooding the mental sphere of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the astral plane of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the etheric physical plane of the Middle East, penetrating into the earth, impacting the buried ancient evil. Just holding this pillar of light. holding it steady. And let us invoke the Lords of Liberation to aid us in this task. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to humanity. Let the rider from the secret place come forth and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with masked intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. Let us anchor this impact in the Middle East through the sound of the great invocation in Hebrew and in Arabic.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, יזרום האור אל דעת האדם. ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, יזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם. תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז אשר נקרא המין האנושי, הוגשם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון ויחדשו אור, אהבה ועוצמה את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب إلى قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية التي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي نظن بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، يجدد النور والحب والقوة، التسمين على الأرض. الله أمين.